Hello, today I will show you how to get rid of Jenkins, because I can. I'm just kidding. I just want to remove it because I can perform all the pipeline inside the GitLab. But before I will do this, I would like to show you the tutorial. And I wrote it for you just because this is something that is quite complex and really long, and also you can read about advantages of GitLab, continuous improvement, continuous development. So we have integrated platform, simplified configuration, built-in security. GitLab is scalable, and you can see it can grow with your project. It is possible to manage job concurrency, employ multiple runners, and run jobs in parallel. Also, there is an option to provide a flexibility, so you can handle a variety of tools and environments such as cloud providers, Docker, and Kubernetes. Also, you have a user-friendly interface, so you can also direct web interface monitoring, right? You can have it as and management of your pipeline is simple. So, right, this is something that is quite good. And how to move from Jenkins to GitLab continuous integration, continuous development. Well, first of all, you need to examine your existing Jenkins pipeline and make Jenkins pipelines compatible. I mean, basically, you need to write a gitlab-ci file, YAML file, and this is a file that stores your pipeline exactly like Jenkins file is doing for Jenkins. And that's it. So previously I made a series about Tycho and Gauge, and at the end I automated everything inside the Jenkins. So basically we have our job. Inside the job we have a configuration, and configuration goes to the Jenkins pipeline and to the Jenkins file. At the end I'm talking about this Jenkins file exactly. This is connecting to gitlab-ci.yml. Basically, this Jenkins is connecting to my GitLab. And inside this GitLab, I have a project, exactly this one, Tycho. So here I have a Jenkins file, and I decided, okay, I will try to move everything to pipeline inside GitLab and get rid of Jenkins. How we can achieve it? Very simple. In Jenkins, we have something like runners, and inside the GitLab, we have also something like runners. Runners is exactly a virtual machine. It can be also a Docker container, but in my case, it's a virtual machine, Docker. Exactly this one. And if I will go to nodes, you can see it's located here. I can also add a new one, but I don't want to. And the same approach I'm going to perform for a Docker. So I created a virtual machine called GitLab Runner, and exactly the Docker machine for Jenkins is here, 105, and 117 is my GitLab Runner. It's just a virtual machine with Debian 12. And on the top of that, I need to install a Docker. The same thing I did here. So I installed a Docker here because what I want to achieve, I want to use a Docker file that's already created and is working for Jenkins, and I will use it inside a GitLab Runner. So I will use this Docker file to build a container on a GitLab Runner. That is why I need a Docker to be installed on this machine. And also GitLab Runner has to be installed on this machine and configured and connected to GitLab. But this approach is a little bit different than in Jenkins. So let's go to the section how to set up GitLab Runner. Basically, we need to have a virtual machine, but this is also interesting. I added also a step over here, installing GitLab Runner with Docker. So basically, we can also run a GitLab Runner in Docker. So we have two commands actually. This is a one-liner to just run this in a Docker, and this is a one-liner to register the runner. That's it. You will need it to make it work. Okay, but I would like to go the standard way, the standard approach. So I want to install the Docker on a virtual machine. So what I need to do, I need to switch to the command line, and on my GitLab runner, I need to install the Docker. So what I'm going to do, I will just copy paste commands one by one to make it work, and it will be much easier for you to understand everything what I'm doing. So basically sudo apt update, and okay, need to paste my password, and yeah, all packages are up to date. Clear the screen. Then copy the line that is responsible for installation of these packages. apt transport https via certificates url software properties common. Let's install them. That's it. And then we need to create a keyring directory to store the keyring for a Docker GPG key, just like that. And I would like to do this. So clear the screen, sudo install 755 is a standard permission for a directory. It is the apt keyrings. That's it. Now I need to just download a keyring for Docker. So I will do this way. Sudo url and download docker.com, Linux Debian GPG, because I'm using the Debian, and it goes where? atc apt keyring docker ac. This file will be stored there. And then I need to change this permission for this file to a+r. Here we go. ls. We can now check the status of this file. We will display permission lslh a. Here we go. rwrr. That's it. So read write for owner, read for group, and read for others. Excellent. So this is it. And now we need to add the repository to apt sources. So I will use a one-liner one more time, just like that. I will paste it here, and that's it. Now we can check this. So sudo cat, and we will see it contains the entry that allows to install the Docker. But before, you need to update it to pick up repository from this file. So sudo apt update. Here we go. Now it should download docker.com. You can see packages it picked up. All is up to date. Fantastic. So now we need to install the Docker. Here we go. And what I need to do, I'm going to copy this one-liner from my website, and I will then paste it into the command line here. I will clear the screen. Here we go, just like that. Do you want to confirm? Yes, please. Okay, fine. It's installing. Okay, and after that, what we need to do, we can check with systemctl command is it working. I mean, we will check the status and eventually we'll start it and we will enable it. So sudo systemctl status, and then for the Docker, just like that, active and running is enabled. Let's check this is enabled. Yes, it is. So we can basically, we don't have to start it and we don't have to enable it, just because it is working. So now check the version. Sudo docker -- version, just like that, 26.1.3. Nice. And now sudo docker and run, just like that, hello world. Here we go, unable to find image locally, so pulling from library, and you can see this message shows that your installation appears to be working correctly. So Docker is installed. And what next? The next step is just to, clear the screen and install the GitLab runner. So one more time, copy paste, the best method in the world. I'm kidding. Okay, here we go. You can see it's downloading the binary GitLab runner Linux. Okay, fantastic. So it did the job. Now we need to make it executable. So because you can see just like that. And after that, what we need to do, we need to add a GitLab runner user. Here we go. And in home user, home will be created a directory, create home GitLab runner, and shell is set to be in bash. And ID GitLab runner. Here we go. Excellent cut. Or maybe grep, yeah, GitLab runner, and in etc pass w file. Here we go. We have the entry 1001 is assigned. Excellent. So now after that we need to install it properly this way. So sudo GitLab runner install user GitLab runner working directory home GitLab runner, and this is it. So we did this step, and at the end sudo GitLab runner start, just like that. And here we go, and we can check the status. Here we go, service is running. So basically the GitLab runner is installed. Now it is time to register the GitLab runner. So yeah, before I will do this, I would like to show you a thing that is very, very important. I'm talking about the token. A unique string known as the registration token enables a GitLab runner to register as a runner for a particular project. So how to locate the registration token? So we need to log into GitLab, go to the project, go to the settings, CI/CD settings, and expand the runner section. So what we need to do, because I didn't write about this here. Well, we need to do something like this. We need to register the runner, but we need to have a token. So follow the step exactly this way as it is described for token. So go to settings in this project, CI/CD. Here we go. And now there's something like runners. Expand this section, and we need to provide something like a new project runner. So click this one and add a tags. And basically I will add a tag Docker runner description. It can be just, I will call it Docker, and maximum job timeout 600 seconds, because in the hint below you have information must be a minimum 600 seconds. And use the runner of pipelines for protected branches only. No. Locked to current project, yes. And create runner. Click it. And now we have something like this. This is a very beautiful approach. So we can use it inside a Kubernetes, container, Docker, macOS, Windows, and Linux. So I'm choosing the first one. This is the default one. And here is our token. So basically you copy this and you should paste this into the window, into the command line here, and it should work just like that. But before we will do this, I will go back to browser for a moment, and I will go to my tutorial. So how to locate? So we have this registration token. Excellent. And when prompted, enter the GitLab instance, enter the registration token, and then it will ask us for a tag. So here is an option, adding a tag. So I presented that I added a tag inside a GitLab, but during a runner registration to provide also the registration tag. Here is the description for the runner and tags for the runner. Here we go, comma separate. So we will follow exactly this approach, and this is something that is very, very good. So to understand how it is working, so I will show you this in the command line. Let's go back here. So I copied it from the GitLab. Here we go. And warning, running in user mode. The user mode requires you to manually start build processing GitLab runner run. Use sudo for system mode. So Control C, and we can go back and we can run sudo GitLab runner register, just like that, and it should work this way. And now, yeah, we can try verify is valid. Enter our name for the runner. Why not? GitLab runner can be. Enter an executor instance custom for else virtual. So in this case, it's a Docker, just like that. Enter the default Docker image. So hit enter, just like that. Or okay, the default version should be provided here. And what else? The default version, I think that it should be something like Docker colon and latest, I suppose. Yeah, it will be, you can see, fantastic. So what it did, runner registered successfully, feel free to start it, but it's running already. The config should be automatically reloaded. Configuration with the authentication token was saved in etc GitLab runner config tom. So let's sudo and vmit, edit this file to check it. So we have something like concurrent, we have check interval, connection package, excellent. And now we have a GitLab runner, GitLab ID, token executor. But what? Yeah, there is a problem. There is no tag inside of it. So what we need to do, here is something like an executor, right? So open a new line and add something like tags and equals, and then the square bracket, and inside this you need to provide a name, a tag. In my case it's Docker. Tags Docker. This tag is very important because this tag identifies the runner inside the GitLab. So these tags need to be also provided in this configuration file. And okay, we have something like runners cache and TLS verify false, image Docker latest, privileged false, and now we need to change it to true. Because without this it will not be able to perform our test, our pipeline. And okay, disable entry point override false, keep false, disable cache, volumes cache as em size 0, network mtu 0, and at the end we need to add something like service limit, so services then underscore limit, something like that, and equals, and then 1 at least. Okay, so we saved it. And why I'm talking about it, just because I will show you this in a browser. This is my tutorial all the time. So we are using tags, right? Fantastic. So also we need to assign a runner to the project, so it exactly says what is going on here and where to go to check runner configuration. Go to settings here, runner section, and available specific runner section, click enable for this project button next to your runner and configure the executor. So here is an explanation what you need to do exactly in this place. So make sure that the services limit is set to 1. Make sure that Docker and Docker DND compatibility is enabled by setting the privileged mode to true. Yes, this is something that is very important, so this option was set to true. And then we need to restart the GitLab runner. So sudo gitlab runner restart will do the job. And here we go, copy, and I will go back to the command line now, because without this step we will not be able to pick up our values from this configuration tom file. Here we go, and the sudo gitlab runner restart, and we can also the status, and also we can perform something like list. Here we go, and exactly this is it. And GitLab runner, and what about the description? We can change the Docker name. So name, I will change it to a Docker, because why? I will tell you about this in a moment. Yeah, we'll restart it. Status and list one more time. And why I did it, why I changed it, just because if we will go to a browser for a moment, and here I will switch here, register Docker runner, right? So exactly this thing is manually verify that the runner is available to pick up jobs. Well, no, because I don't have any pipeline defined for Jenkins. And view runner, so click this one, and here we go, expand this one, and it is called Docker. So the name for this is Docker, and you can see there is a tag Docker, and that's it. This is everything. So you can see available to run jobs, and if you will click now the name here, you can see all of it. And if you want to edit it, go back and click this pencil icon, edit, and past runners don't accept new job, protect test, triggered unprotected branches, no, and lock on current project. Description, here is a Docker, and tags is a Docker save change. That's it. So basically this is our runner. And now I will go back to the settings and I will expand it for a moment, and yeah, it is working, it's green. So the next step is to, after we restarted it, we need to add an SSL certificate from the GitLab server to the runner's trustor, because without this you will not be able to perform an option to just get the Git repository, just like that. So this is very also important. So I was testing it, and I had to perform this step also. So let's go back to command line, and now I will just copy paste the command that is here, and here we go. We should just download it. List, now we have GitLab sysadmin home CRT file here. So now we need to just move this file or copy it to CR certificates. So sudo just mv, and then this GitLab sysadmin homes CRT file to USR local, and then share and CR certificates, just like that. Here we go, and now we can list it. So we will just sudo ls-l-ah, something like this, and this file is located here. And now we need to do something like this, and sudo change owner, so chown, and to root to this file. Excellent. Okay, okay, to this file, the GitLab, yeah, exactly to this one. Here we go, now it's owned by root. And at the end, we need to update CR certificates, just like that. And updating CR certificate, warning skipping, it does not contain exactly one certificate or CRL. This is a warning, but you can see it's added, and that's it. And after that, all you need to do is to restart the GitLab runner, systemctl restart GitLab runner, and then we can check the status. Is it up and running and active, initializing executable providers. That's it. We can perform it one more time. And also we can list it. And status. You can also do this way, restart. It will also work. Status, list, and that's it. It should just work. So this is something that was necessary. Now there is a next step. We need to generate a pair of keys to clone Git repository. So basically, we need to add SSH key to known host, and yeah, and then we can use SSH for cloning, and we need to be able to generate keys, but instead this RSA I will use ED25519, so I will modify it a little bit just because this step had to be performed with ED keys that are much more secure, and thanks this we will be able to achieve our goal. So yeah, in this place I will have to change it to, for example, dash ED25519, and my comment will be something like, I don't know, GitLab runner. Shit like that. So I modified it a little bit. Yep, exactly SSH key again, ED25519, command GitLab runner. So first of all, I need to add GitLab sysadmin homes to known hosts. So I need to do this, but I didn't mention that I need to switch to the GitLab runner user. So here, ID GitLab runner, sudo switch to GitLab runner. Excellent. And now lslh, yeah, there is a problem because the SSH directory doesn't exist, so I need to now generate the keygun just like that. Fantastic. No passtrace, empty, and generate it. Now list the SSH directory is created, cd SSH directory, list it one more time. We have two keys, public and private. Excellent. Now there's a problem because we need to add the something like this, and we added it, and yeah, now we have a known host, cat known host. These entries are added into the known host. Why? Because I don't want to have any warning about fingerprint. Do you want to accept a fingerprint? No, I don't want to. I scanned entries from GitLab sysadmin.homes, and I added all of them directly here, so there will be no warning about man in the middle attack, that there is a problem with fingerprint information that do you want to confirm adding a key? No, all of them are added here, so basically I get rid of it. open the problem with fingerprint warning. Excellent. So we have key guns generated them. We have keys there. Here we go. And now, after that, when we perform this, we need to add the public key, this pub key, to GitLab project under settings repository deploy keys. So cut this id.pub file and copy this line, highlight and Ctrl-Shift-C to copy highlighted version, highlighted line. And now we need to go to exactly this step, to this option here, right? There's an option, use this thing, go to the settings repository deploy keys, this option. So this is our project. Here we go, Tyco. One more time. So we are in the root directory of the project, settings, and here is the repository section. You need to be an owner or maintainer of this project to be able to see this settings section with all of it. And now you have something like what? Like deploy keys. So expand this section and click on the new key and provide this key here. Paste it just like that and call it gitlab-runner. Why not? Grant write permission to this key and other key. We don't set expiration date. Excellent. So this key is added. Now let's go back to the tutorial and ensure GitLab Runner can access SSH key. So the GitLab Runner needs to use SSH key to authenticate, so you have to add the SSH private key as a secret variable in GitLab CI/CD settings. So navigate to your GitLab project, go to settings CI/CD. So let's go back here and go here. Fantastic. And now go expand the variable section. So here, expand it. And the next step is to add a new variable. So I will copy this one, go back here and add a variable here, and in this place put this SSH underscore private underscore key here. Description is optional and value. In this value we need to provide the private key. So we will go back to the command line now, and it is time to cut the private key, just like that. Highlight it one more time, Ctrl-Shift-C, and quickly go back to browser. And now we need to paste this key here. So just paste it. Now you can check, can you mask it? No, you cannot, but if you will add, you need to add additional one line here at the end. But you can see cannot be masked because it contains the following characters and white space characters. Use it visible, add variable, just like that. Okay. If appropriate, of course, but protected can be selected. So let's check this protect variable so we can no, we don't want this. I will leave it as it is. And by the way, you can see it is protected and expanded. So the value is protected by default. Excellent. And now there is a next step. So we did all of it, and we need to create this pipeline in Docker. For Docker container. This pipeline directly will be running on a GitLab Runner, and it will go to Docker file. It will create a Docker container on this GitLab Runner, and it should perform a test. But before we will do this, this is very important. We need to add logins and password as variables in GitLab, just because they are defined inside a Docker file, and I will show you this. And also inside the pipeline. So first of all, if we will scroll up here, you have something like npm user. Because I'm using npm server to download npm packages from my Nexus server instead from the internet. So npm packages are downloaded locally, and yeah, so I'm using it. Also, I'm using something like also a list of servers, and I have something like I will show you this option to use the values for website that I'm testing. I'm testing AWX and Argo CD website. So basically I need something like option to add them. It is defined here, AWX underscore username and password. This is the for AWX. And if we will scroll down, we have also Argo CD username and a password for Argo CD. We need this because without this we will not be able to proceed. So, well, yeah, we need to add these as variables also. So exactly the same step. Go to project settings, CI/CD, and expand variables section. So let's do this, and we are exactly here. And now we need to add a new variable, and one by one. So I explain it: npm user, npm path, and so all of them are already here. So I will add a npm user here, one by one. And this step is, you know, just slow because you need to add it just like that. And value is of course admin, and you can use it as masked value. Okay, at least nice. So no, okay, add variables here, and then we need to provide the password. So exactly the npm pass, and let's go back here and click this one, add variable, the key, and now I need to provide the password. So I will put this value here, and I will use it as masked. This is very interesting. Okay, I will add it this way, and I will see it working as expected or not. And then the next step is just to add a new one. So AWX username and AWX password. So I will do this as all one by one. Here we go. Add variable, add a key, and admin. Here we go, and also AWX password, etc., etc. So I will use them one by one. Okay. So basically you can see I added all of them: Argo CD password, username, AWX password, username, npm pass, npm user, SSH private key. All of them are in place. So let's go back here. So we have this, and npm user, npm pass, all of it is user. npm user and npm pass is defined in a Docker file, and I will show you this. So let's go back to the Tycho project quickly, and now I will display the Docker file here, and the argument npm user pass and are defined here. Okay, so let's go back to the project and to the pipeline, accessing variables in GitLab pipeline, right? And you have something like $, and then in curly bracket you have a variable underscore name. So basically we're using something like this Docker image, and we are using npm user and npm path here. And also we have something like test modifications, and I had to modify it a little bit, but basically they are working in Jenkins and in GitLab. So AWX.js and Argo CD.js, they are located directly here in the test directory. So common is not changed, but Argo CD.js and AWX.js file, JavaScript file are a little bit modified, but I tested it in Jenkins and it is working. So if you will go back to dashboard here and okay, I will have to log into Jenkins, automatically logged out. Here we go. So basically this Tycho was running 2 hours for minute last success and last duration, so you can exactly see when it was running. My 2024 3:04 p.m. So I was running it about 2 hours ago, yeah. And yeah, so this is tested. And now the troubleshooting. So basically check runner registration and status, check runner tags. So make sure the runner has correct tags and that tags match the one specified in your gitlab-ci.yml file. So you can add or modify tags by editing config tom file, and also inside the project settings CI/CD, if you will click here and go to expanded runners, this is it, and you can click on pencil, and here is an option to provide another tag if you want, of course. And so yeah, tags need to be exactly the same here and in this config.tom file. And now ensure runner is assigned to the project, so expand runner section, ensure that runner is listed under available specific runners and it's enabled for your project. Review runner logs, so you can do something like this, and I will show you this. And if you will go back here and we'll clean up now, I will log in that and sudo journal gitlab runner f. Here we go, something like this, starting multi-runner, initializing executor providers. Now, we can leave it as it is, and we will go back to browser. And now, something like example with tags, ensure the runner is enabled for the project. Yeah, so exactly, review runner logs. So with journal.ctl, we can also check journal.ctl user GitLab runner service, and we can -u means that you can point to a proper service and you can observe journal for a proper service. Also journal for the -f to in real time, and then you can use --sync, so you can observe sync proper date and an hour. And configure GitLab logging, this is an additional step, so you can read about it. Basically you need to just modify the GitLab runner service and modify the exec start line to redirect logs. So exactly this is here, and configuration, you can see, and well log level debug, and it goes to var log GitLab runner log. You can modify this, then you need to reload the daemon and restart the GitLab runner. This is very good approach, so I will show you that we can exactly do this. So copy this line, go back to the command line. I will break it for a moment because I will then rerun the content, Control C to break it. And now I need to copy the this exact line, and we go, copy it, go back to the command line here. I mean, this line is copied. Now we can modify it, and there is something like exec start user local run working directory config service blah blah blah, exactly this. So what we need to do, we need to copy and I will show you this one exactly. All you need to do is just copy this, Control C, then go back to the command line and go at the end and hit insert and make a space and shift insert to put this log level debug var log GitLab runner. And basically it is good to create this GitLab runner.log, but I will save it now. The sudo -i will switch to root cd var log, and now I need to create this log file. So because it is good to create it before we will proceed. sometimes it happens that it says there is an error because the file doesn't exist. So touch something like this, GitLab runner log, just like that. Go back, and now we can try to find out. It is here, located in this exec start. So now quit without saving, and then we need to reload the daemon. So something like this, sudo systemctl, the daemon reload, something, yeah, it's working. And at the end we need to restart the GitLab runner, so sudo systemctl restart and GitLab runner service. And now we can check the status here quickly. It's now activating. Okay, we will also check this. We can start it this way. Status, list, and also we can check now code exit status failure. I suppose that, okay, Control C, I will re-edit this file, and what I want to do, I will get rid of this, think like that, and restart. Okay, a daemon reload, now restart and check the status. Now for some reason it didn't work, so I will have to figure it out. Now reload the daemon, restart the system, check the status. Now it's working. Yeah, and now it is time just to restart it this way, and status and list, and it's working just like that. So this is the last step that should be performed. So now we need to go back to our pipeline, and this pipeline is defined here. This is a huge pipeline, so it is good to copy it to clipboard, and now it is called something like this. So copy this name, go to the project here, and there's an option plus here, and just select a new file. Here we go, and now paste the name here in the file name, just like that. Go back to this and copy the whole code and paste the whole code here. Check it and add like this and this gitlab-ci.yml. Commit changes, and now it should work, and we will see it working as expected. If it will not work, then probably there's a problem that here it is using the IP address of my GitLab instead of my host name, and also here I'm adding keys using the IP address. And well, yeah, it should work. So how to make it work? How to find out is it working? So go to build and then go to pipelines, and here it should show you the pipeline, and now you can see it's running. So if you click here, it will run something like this, and build and test So for AWX and for Argo CD, this one is paused because this one is working, and then clean workspace. At the end, it is cleaning all the workspace. So click this one and find out is it working or not. So basically, it should be able to connect to GitLab and pick up the repository, build the Docker container, and do the job. Just like that. I hope it will work. If it will not, then you can always check the file. So go here and repo branch path name image runner. We can look for something like token, but it is not existing here, but it is using something like tag, and you can see tag Docker is here, exactly this one. So here is the tag Docker, and here is the tag Docker, and here the cleanup. So exactly it points to the GitLab runner, and if a GitLab runner has tag Docker added, it should run. And go to pipelines one more time here, or eventually I can click jobs here, and it should show you that, yeah, we have 2 jobs here. So click on this running, and we will see that so far it is yeah, we have a warning that script timeout. I set it to 60 minutes just because sometimes it happens that there was a problem and the whole building process took, I don't know, 40-50 minutes or something like this. So yeah, now we are waiting for this unauthorized access is prohibited, and we should see that it is working. So now it should connect to the GitLab, and you can see cloning. So what it did here, it connected to this, exactly this server, to this repository, and it cloned the values and the repository, and with all those settings. And you can see now it's building the Docker container using argument npm user, and so it will use, and also using a Docker file. So we will use this thing, right? And now it is trying to build all of it. I know what is going on here, and I will show you quickly. There is a problem that there is no space left on this device. pvs sudo-i pvs as root, and vgs volume groups, and logical volumes manager. And now we need to extend the disk, so we need to LV because we have something like v3. We have a 43 gigabytes in VG group. So LV extend dash L, if I remember correctly. Give me a moment. LV extend dash big L plus let's say 20 gigabytes, something like this. This is something that we need to set, but something like this, and then def and nexus vg. Yeah, this is a volume group for nexus, but it doesn't matter, and we want to extend the var, and it is resized because now we see that it is using something like this, and 3.88, right? And now it is var, it has 20 gigabytes at all. But now we need to dfkth something like this. Will show you still the old size. So resize to first, and now def, and something like nexus vg and var. It should resize it now, and let's check now. It is available 18 gigabytes. ETH bar one more time just to be sure. Okay, available 18 gigabytes, size 20 gigabytes in total. Now we can observe the watch, the command df with watch, and I will run it. And now it is a time to go back to browser, and I will switch from Proxmox to this. And if you will go to pipelines, you will see that they are failed. And there is something like retry, try all failed or cancelled jobs. So click this one. And now if you will go to jobs one more time, you should see one more time it was building up something like this. And I hope this time it will work, just because there was no space on the device, on the partition, and because of that it wasn't able to perform a building process. And I hope this time it will work, just because it should do the job. It is building the container, and I don't know how huge it is. We will see. We will see how big the container will be after all. So now basically you have to wait. The standard timeout is 30 seconds because it is waiting for services to be up and running. And now, yeah, it did the job here. So it is now connecting to the GitLab, and it takes time. So basically, one more time, standard timeout 30 seconds here, and cloning into Tycho. So now you can try to, and you can see, observe the situation in the command line, and I'll show you this one. And you can see available 16 gigabytes, use 18, use 19. So it's growing just like that. We are observing the whole var, but 3.6 used. %, 3.7, so it's growing. And let's go back to browser, and we will see the status here, and here we go. And now we can see it's working just like that. So it went further. Now it's downloading all the packages. You can see it's connecting all of it and plugging, and now installing libz. And what happened here? I will scroll up a little bit. It connected to my Nexus server, and then you can see it downloaded, added over almost 400 packages, and you can see it took changed 63. It took all the operation, took 23 seconds. So now it is installing all these packages, and then Docker run. Okay, logging to AWS here. One executed, one passed, and you can see job succeed. It is working just like that. And now it will run, if you will click jobs once again, it will run the second job. And this time it will test Argo CD, because this one tested the AWS only. And you can see all the steps from the specs file were performed. Everything is up and running correctly. So basically, if you will go to artifacts here, and from this exact job and this successful, you can click here to download it. It contains HTML report from Gouge and also the logs. I was presenting earlier in a previous tutorial about Tycho and Gouge, so I don't want to waste this time anymore, just because you can watch it to see how it looks like. So it contains a log file, a text file that tells you all the steps that were performed, and also the HTML report where you can see the status of the build process, of the testing, and all the steps that are performed inside the Docker container are reported there. So yeah, you can observe it, and it is just working the way that it goes to spec file and goes through all these steps. So it navigates to the AWS login page, then after the AWS login page is loaded, use AWS credentials, admin password, click the AWS login button, verify AWS login, and at the end clear all AWS tasks. And the same thing is for Argo CD, very similar. And yeah, so the report contains all these steps that were performed here. And I will go back to project, and now I will go to jobs one more time to check the status here. And you can see run npm install no found safe, blah blah blah, Tycho latest. And I will go here. You should see the status is changing now, 21, 22, so it's growing. Yeah, exactly this thing, and this is everything that needs to be done in this place. So 23. Now the created the space. Sometimes yes, it's removing packages, downloading packages, etc, etc. So basically this is exactly here, and you can see it's done. See how quick it is. So it went then and just done like that, and past all of it is very very fast. So how it is working, how the pipeline is, you can see also the one run is running, the cleanup is running now, and clean workspace. So if we click here, you will see that the clean job should be succeed, and it should clean the whole workspace after the jobs were performed. And yeah, so we can see exactly what happened here. rm-rf CI project directory, it was removed, something like this. And basically this is it. So it is cleaning up all of it, and jobs is succeed, so all the steps passed. There is no problem at all. Those two didn't perform correctly because there was no space on the var directory. And the last thing that we need to talk about is just that every time you just commit something to this repository, I mean, if you change anything in any of the directory, for example, you modified the gitlab-ci.yml file, it will run the pipeline. You modified the tests, for example, Argo cd.js file, it will run once again the pipeline. So every time it automatically just create a pipeline. I mean, it's picking up this pipeline from this gitlab-ci file, and it is creating something like this, a job inside of it. So you will see that the job is in progress, and it is working just like that. And thanks this, you can see every commit, if something changed, is it working or not, is the project working at all, and did it pass the test or not. This is very convenient approach in my opinion. Of course, you can then schedule pipelines. Here there is an option, so you can create a new pipeline schedule if you want to, but I don't want to show this. If you are curious how to do this, you can read about it, just because yes, we have internet, we have documentation, so basically all the steps should be performed, and then you can read about this pipeline schedule, how to use it just like that. Also, you have something like monitor, so you can track errors if you want to. How do I get started? If you will click it, open a new tab, it should show you the information and how error tracking works, so you can read about it. GitLab has a very good documentation. So you have something like alerts, incident, service desk, etc., etc. So you can even authorize external service if you want to, and thanks this you can connect GitLab with something like alerts system, etc., etc. A lot of things are here. A lot of things are just to be learned just like that, because if you didn't work with GitLab previously, you have no idea how to use it, so you have to learn it from the scratch. But this is one of the most difficult lessons, just because how to properly perform a test inside GitLab, it's a very big deal in my opinion. And now you know how to build it and how to configure it, how to add a GitLab runner, and you can do this with other projects, because the GitLab runner can run not only a Docker but also other things, and you can use many different languages, you can test in many different languages, you can have many GitLab runners with specific environments, and thanks this you can test a lot of code written in so many different languages that you can imagine. I think that I can say even that here sky is the limit, just like that. Okay, right? Fantastic. So basically this is everything. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you very much. Have a nice day or night. Take care. Bye bye.